Morning, guys. This is Joe Bates again. I am here at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival doing a show called Journeys of the Mind in the Megabus every day at 1 p.m. at the Golf Tavern. It is with my friend and great performer Luke Chilton, and I am setting, like I've mentioned, the theme of the series is promoting the show, criticising other shows, and just really try coming across as like sympathetic, like pitiful, really. So people come to the show. It's going to be especially difficult today because it's 2 for 1 Monday, which would be a good thing for us if our show wasn't already free. So the offer loses some of its appeal, and people might think, I can go to a free show any day. I can go to one of the more expensive shows today. But don't waste your money because it's still more expensive to go to a non-free show. I mean, that's just maths, basic economics. And you don't want to support all these like private school sort of no real experience comedians in town. You know, there's so many of them. I mean, I think Luke went to private school and I went to Cambridge University, but relatively speaking, I think we're slightly less privileged than those people. So come to our show. If you've been following the series, you will have got severe FOMO or Edinburgh envy in the second episode where I said I woke up with a hangover through partying in Edinburgh. I went to see the Luton versus Middlesbrough match on my own and woke up with a hangover. Well, you're going to feel even worse now because today not only I haven't got a hangover yet, I woke up drunk. Basically I'm not drunk anymore, I don't think. I was just singing Benny and the Jets by Elton John really loudly around the flat. It's a great song actually. I would really recommend it. I've sort of sobered up by watching Homes Under the Hammer, presented by Dion Dublin for some reason, for a bit this morning. So why did I wake up drunk? Well, yesterday was crazy. So it started off in a pub called the Dagda. It's a really lovely pub. I went in there to do some pre-drinking on my own, and also to charge my phone, and they were very generous about that. As there was one man giving very patronising advice to a young actress about how to. She sounded like she was in some sort of one-woman show. He was giving her like pointers, very detailed pointers, and I just wanted to say to her, you don't just go your own way. Don't listen to him, love. It's you do your own thing. But I needed to use the charger that was underneath their table, so I couldn't really sort of alienate them in that way. But had a drink in there, and then I went to the BBC Radio 4 New Comedian of the Year Award featuring the amazing Luke Chilton. He was excellent. He was great. I was there with his mum. There was a performer called Helena Langdon. I caught up with her girlfriend and we had a lovely time. It was a nice night. I drank way too much. I think I was feeling emotions, basically, lots of different emotions. Pride, nerves for Luke. I can't actually reveal who went through, but because obviously this has got like a massive viewership and we've been told not to tell people, and if I don't want to alienate the BBC as well, but I think I might have did that afterwards. I felt lots of emotion. Also, a little bit of jealousy, I guess. I was thinking, why aren't I up here? I think it was because my stuff is slightly too edgy. I spoke in detail to a BBC producer who was giving Luke pointers after the show. She was talking to. She was lovely actually. She's called Anna. She's talking to him and his mum, giving him pointers about his comedy, and I just kept on interrupting them, just saying why didn't I get through? Did you hear my one? Is it due to the BBC's anti-Labour, anti-Corbyn agenda? And she was I don't think the BBC has an anti-Corbyn agenda. And I did a sort of wry smile, but what I was thinking was, oh yeah, well why there was a document, there was that a Conservative leadership debate that went on over and over again on the BBC, and it was called something like Our Nation's Next Benevolent Leader, at the same time as that Panorama documentary, which I think was called Why Does Jeremy Corbyn Hate the Jews So Much? but I kept that to myself. Although actually I didn't. I did go into it in quite a lot of detail, but I knew I was right. Both Luke's mum, who's very lovely, and Anna seemed to think the BBC actually was quite left-wing, and seemed to think Ian Hislop was some sort of left-wing figure, and like cited him as their example of someone really left-wing on the BBC. That tells you all you need to know. So yes, why didn't I get through? Yeah, Ian Hislop. The show was good yesterday. Well, I just want to say well done to Luke. He was excellent. And yeah, I'm really proud of him. And yes, come to our show if you saw him and you want to see more of him and want to see my comedy, which is too edgy for BBC Radio 4. The show was good yesterday. We had a few people in, including a friend from work, Natalie Peck, and her lovely boyfriend, Ed. It was lovely. Thank you for coming, guys. Then I went straight away and did a spot where the crowd were really, really up for it. Like Mustafa Fekto's great show, which is called, I think, Kings, 2:45 every day. I did a 10-minute spot there. The audience was so nice. Like so nice, and Ruby Carr, who has a voice that sounds like she went to private school, smashed it. Jasmine Gleeson, a lovely Irish girl, she did great. She was amazing. Then I went on, and really, really died, like really painful death. And I've got this joke. All my jokes are like take ages, and I've got a joke about ISIS at the beginning. Where it goes, I pretend that it's a like play on words, ISIS, and pretend that like my dad's joining ISIS when he's actually recommending ISIS to me. But it goes on for, I think, 1 minute 45 seconds, and I can't break it off at any point because, you know, it just sounds like my dad might actually be in ISIS. So I had to carry it through, but people were shifting uncomfortably in their seats. It was really, really painful. So I went away from that very spun out, cancelled my 1:30 a.m. spot, which I was supposed to do, sent off a job application because I just thought I can't rely on this comedy, you know, can't completely rely on it financially if people are going to be baffled by my ISIS joke. But today will be better. I want to see John Kearns. I'm not going to talk. This has already went on way too long. Sorry. I want to see John Kearns. Very good. Don't. He's already well established though, so don't go and see him. It was quite incoherent in the middle, actually. If I'm being honest, he's on a much higher level than me, so I can actually be honest about his act. Flyer. I'm gonna have to flyer today. That's something that the main thing that I'm going to do. It's going to be very hard to get people in with it 2-for-1 Mondays. I just don't want the show to be cancelled. I'm thinking of taking. I'll look at absolute mess. Like I'm down at my Twin Peaks top, which has very faded and has holes in the armpits, so I can't cheer at any point. But I think I need to like step my flyering game up. I think I'm gonna like. I don't know if I try like being a bit more sexy or something. Like I was thinking like that seems to be a tactic for some people. So I might put on some aftershave or something, maybe like stuff socks down my pants, and you know just try different like hey big boy, or you know hey big girl, that sort of thing. So I'll let you know how that goes. We're gonna struggle today, I think, but fingers crossed it's gonna be a good day. I'm still, I think the alcohol's still in my system, so I'm feeling broadly positive about that job application. Fingers crossed that I'll get the job. And hopefully also the comedy won't be as painful as the slot yesterday. The show was good, the slot was very painful. Overall, an okay day. Thank you to everyone who's tuning in. I'm sorry this went on way too long. Tomorrow will be shorter, I promise. Please come and see my show, Journeys of the Man in the Beggar Bus, 1 p.m. at the Golf Tavern. Thank you. Bye.